This is Colorado Matters from CPR News and KRCC. I'm Ryan Warner, and heat dominated the weekend weather. While today's significantly cooler, what persists is the dryness. Communities across the state are restricting water use. We're back at Denver7 to get perspective from Chief Meteorologist Lisa Hidalgo, who joins us monthly to chat climate and weather. Hi, Lisa.
Hi.
Denver went from 87 to the low 50s today. Explain the change and how long we can expect the cooler temperatures to stick around.
You can expect the cooler temperatures for one day. Today, this is it. This is all you get. We're back in the 70s and even 80s this weekend. 70s tomorrow, Saturday, closer to 80, potentially another record-breaking high on Sunday.
Okay, so the cool is an exception. Let's talk about breaking records, because that 87 on Wednesday, that's a doozy.
87, now the warmest March temp ever on record. The other one was last week. We broke that on March 21st when we hit 86. When we hit 87 on Wednesday, we broke yet again another record this month.
Okay, well, so we can say this is exceptional. I don't know. I want your emotional, psychological, spiritual reaction to a temperature this high.
It's a hard thing because I think, you walk around the city, you drive around, you see people enjoying the warmer weather, right? Enjoying this spring-like, more like summer-like feel. But this is abnormal. I mean, this is unseasonably warm. Typically, we'll get maybe 1 or 2 days like this, but to have this many, I mean, we're talking at this point in March, already breaking 5 records when it comes to the daytime high, plus those 2 records when it comes to the all-time warmest March day, and we could break another record on Sunday. I mean, that's abnormal.
So it's stunning when you look closely and then you pull back and it's equally stunning. And now to the dryness, Lisa, snowpack, abysmal. What are we looking at?
At this point, we're at about 30 to 33% of normal. I mean, we have watched that number drop significantly week to week. By the first parts of April is when we would typically see our snowpack peak. And all we've seen is that number go down. So that is a really scary number to look at.
So 2 things going on there. The overall lack of snow,
right.
The lack of precipitation, and then what fell, I gather, is being very quickly melted because of the high temperatures.
Yeah, so I mean, I think at our highest point, we had statewide numbers in about 58, 60% of that was really the highest that we got to this winter. And we've seen that number significantly drop because of the rapid snowmelt. I mean, you're talking 60s and 70s in the mountains now for a good chunk of this month.
But that's the reservoir that's supposed to keep us watered throughout the summer.
Yeah, this is what's going to be, I think, the scary thing. And already cities, counties, municipalities are starting to take this, to count, and we're already starting to see some water restrictions.
Okay, this week I was in La Junta, Colorado, where it's considered abnormally dry. That's a particular designation from the Drought Monitor. Rancher Kevin Carney is trying to stay optimistic. He says, hopefully, as our meteorologists are showing, El Nino is going to return. It may be looking promising for later in the summer. We can start getting into June, July, and this may change. Maybe we'll start getting into a wetter pattern. Is a wetter pattern optimistic thinking?
I think it's really going to happen for us late fall into winter. So the good news is it is changing. We're coming into more of an ENSO neutral. So, we were talking about La Nina through most of winter, which shoved all those storms farther north, and which is why we didn't see much across our high country. Now, when we get into more of a neutral pattern, it will then switch to an El Nino, and it could actually become an extremely strong El Nino as we get into late fall, early winter, which would lead to a much snowier season for us for that 26-27 season.
You used a word I didn't recognize about El Nino. What did you say?
Oh, ENSO. So El Nino Southern Oscillation. So it's talking about that. It's big words.
El Nino Southern Oscillation, ENSO.
Yes, and it's again talking about the temperatures there in the Pacific, and when we start to see more of those warmer than average conditions, we start to see big pattern shifts because of the way that it pushes some of these patterns and upper level systems.
Okay, so we could say that a climate change and La Nina combo have contributed to what we're seeing now?
100% for this season. I mean, yes, we're always going to be talking about climate change and potential things that the public has done to create these pattern shifts, but also La Nina was a huge factor for us this winter.
Colorado State meteorologist is Russ Schumacher. He uses the word grim, that we're seeing, quote, the lowest snowpack in more than 40 years and possibly ever in Colorado's mountains. Let's talk about fire. Where are your fire concerns right now?
Right now, I mean, everything is just so dry. What we're going to need to watch out for now is if we start to see more of a wetter spring into, summer pattern, then you get a lot of growth, which then could dry out. It would help us out if we could keep some of that more moisture as we get more into an El Nino pattern later in summer. But yeah, I worried. I mean, everything is so dry. The fact that we've seen so many red flag warnings this winter, and we're going into spring now with even more of them. I mean, it feels like every other day we see a red flag warning somewhere across the state.
Are you under a water restriction at home?
At this point, yes, we will be under. I think new counties are coming up. In fact, this week, I mean, there's a lot of votes that are coming up in some of the cities for the water restrictions. But I think for a core of the metro area, we're going to see some pretty big restrictions.
In the journal Environmental Research Letters, I know you read that every day.
Every day, religiously.
Researchers at Western Colorado University in Gunnison find low snow winters with early snowmelt, that's where we are, mean high severity forest fires. Lisa, we hear a lot about red flag warnings. Usually if they're red flags, I date them. But are red flag warnings sort of a way of life now? I mean, maybe I'll be surprised if we don't have one.
Definitely a way of life. And I think people need to take it a little more seriously. I'm afraid that we're kind of crying wolf. People think we're crying wolf a lot when they see these alerts, but it is really good to keep in mind. I mean, I was driving the other day and I saw someone flick a cigarette out the window. It is literally all it takes. Like you think you're in the middle of the city and it's not a problem, but that brush next to the highway, next to, some of these, or even in neighborhoods is so dry. That is all it would take. And on those red flag warning days, they're issued when the winds are at a certain criteria combined with, other things. But it's really the wind that's a big concern. Any small little spark fire would spread rapidly.
I am amazed when I see people litter. I see people litter still, but the cigarettes keep them inside until they're extinguished and you can put them away.
Small things, I mean, even things you wouldn't think of, even parking your car over dry brush, that could also cause it. I mean, so I hope people see these red flag warnings and just, it clicks a little something like, all right, be a little extra careful.
I'm glad to have more information about what they mean. Before we go, Vail Resorts says this has been the most challenging winter across the Rockies we have ever experienced, with the lowest snowfall levels in more than 30 years for our Colorado and Utah resorts. So Vail's hurting. You were in Steamboat not long ago. What are you hearing, if anything, from ski areas?
It's, every month I think we've been trying to be so positive that, no, we're just going to get a couple of really good storms and it will help. At this point, no. I mean, we're coming into late March, early April. We could still see snow, but it's not going to do much to change those snowpack numbers. I think they're trying to make the best of it. I think, we're now looking into the summer months and to the money they could pour into the resorts now with that. But I think we're going to see issues when it comes to rafting with those lower, river numbers, river levels. And I think at this point now we're all looking forward to next season, right? And hoping for that El Nino that's going to bring some heavier snow.
If only this were wood.
Right? Just knock on something, right?
Thanks so much.
Your head, come here.
No, those are mostly steel plates. Thanks for being with us, Lisa.
Thank you. Nice to hear.